The morning sun rises with a golden promise, spilling light across the world as though whispering to every heart that today is a day of divine intervention. In a world where opposition can arise without warning, where false accusations can shadow the innocence of the faithful, and where the challenges of life can feel overwhelming, there exists a divine invitation for every believer to call upon the Almighty as their defender. Today is the day when heaven stands ready to intervene, to fight battles not with human strength, but with the power of God Himself. When you face the hostility of others, when you are unjustly opposed, when circumstances seem designed to weigh you down, remember that the Creator of the universe is your advocate, your champion, and your protector. There is no human counsel, no earthly courtroom, no mortal ally that can compare to the justice and power of the Lord. The psalmist David understood this truth in the depths of his own trials, composing Psalm 35 as a heartfelt cry for God's intervention. He knew, as we must understand, that while the human heart may fear, the divine heart acts. When enemies rise without reason, when false witnesses conspire, when slander and deceit threaten to undo the peace of the righteous, the Lord is not distant. He is near, ready to contend, ready to fight, ready to vindicate, ready to turn every snare and trap back upon those who plot evil. As you embark upon this sacred time of prayer, close your eyes to the distractions of the world and open your spirit to the presence of the Almighty. Let the heart slow, let the mind still, and let the soul breathe in the assurance that the Most High is here, that His eyes are upon you, and that His hands are extended to protect, defend, and advocate on your behalf. This is not a mere thought exercise, not an idle reflection, not a wishful desire. This is a spiritual calling, a divine partnership, a covenant of faith where God Himself takes up the mantle of defense. As you stand before the Lord in your heart, invite Him into every area of your life where opposition has arisen. Declare with boldness that the battles you face are not yours alone to fight. Release every anxious thought, every fear, every uncertainty into the hands of the One who holds the universe. When you pray in this way, the Spirit within you aligns with the Spirit of God, creating a conduit through which heaven's justice flows into your life. The psalm opens with a clear, assertive declaration. Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. These words are not timid. They are not hesitant. They are not idle. They are a summons for the Creator to act, a declaration that the faithful do not stand alone, and an affirmation that divine justice is active and present. To understand the depth of this, imagine the weight of every wrongful accusation, every misrepresented word, every twisted intention carried not by your own strength, but by the strength of the Almighty. Each burden, each assault, each opposition is met with the hand of God, who sees beyond human sight and judges with perfect fairness. As you embrace this truth, type in your heart, if not aloud, "The Lord fights for me." Let this declaration rise as a spiritual signal, a covenantal affirmation that your protection is no longer dependent on the frailty of human understanding or the limitations of mortal defense. You are now covered by the sovereignty of heaven, and your adversaries are met with the righteousness of God's intervention. Consider the spiritual architecture of this defense. Each time a slanderous word is spoken, each time a false testimony is recorded in the atmosphere of the unseen, God's divine hand is interceding, nullifying the effect, reversing the intent, and disarming the plot. The invisible becomes visible in the assurance of your protection. The spiritual realm, often imperceptible to human eyes, moves in response to faith, obedience, and the declaration of trust. You do not need to argue, debate, or prove yourself. Your justification is established in the courts of heaven, where every accusation is weighed, every intent is discerned, and every adversary's plot is rendered powerless. Take a deep breath now and envision this: the shield of God encircling you, a fortress of divine light surrounding your mind, body, and spirit, angels stationed at every threshold, warriors of heaven arrayed for your defense. In this sacred imagery, feel the peace that surpasses understanding, the calm that transcends circumstance, and the confidence that no earthly adversary can overcome you, because the one who rules over heaven and earth fights for you. Let the next moment be a time of consecration, a sacred acknowledgement that your struggles, your fears, your battles are known by God and are being acted upon. Speak in your heart the words of faith. I am defended, I am protected, I am advocated for, I am vindicated, I am cleared, I am absolved. Each phrase is a key unlocking the power of heaven's intervention in your life. As you continue, reflect on the eternal principle that God's defense is not arbitrary, but tailored to your circumstances. He sees the schemes laid against you, understands the strategies employed by the enemy, discerns the timing of every attack, and responds with perfect precision. No accusation is overlooked. No plan is ignored. No attack is beyond his notice. This is the foundation of your confidence. This is the assurance of your spiritual armor. This is the truth that allows you to rest in peace, even before victory manifests in the natural realm. Visualize yourself walking through the day surrounded by the supernatural advocacy. Hear the invisible proclamations of angels confirming your protection. Sense the weight of divine justice pressing against every attempt to undermine your character, your mission, or your calling. Every human accusation, every malicious word, every unjust attack is met with a heavenly response, and you are lifted beyond the reach of the adversary. Within this sacred space, recognize that your authority as a believer is activated. Your declaration of trust, your confession of reliance upon God's defense, your proclamation of faith in the Almighty's power. These are spiritual instruments, weapons of prayer, conduits for divine action. As you claim them, you participate in the unfolding of God's plan of vindication and protection. You are not passive, you are not helpless. You are an active participant, standing firm, speaking boldly, and walking assuredly under the shadow of the Most High. As the morning unfolds, let this awareness permeate your thoughts. Let it shape your responses. Let it guide your steps. Each encounter, each conversation, each circumstance is a stage where God's justice can be revealed. Rejoice in this, for the victory is not contingent upon human effort, but upon the power of the Almighty who fights for you. Let your heart embrace the peace that accompanies divine defense. Let your mind dwell on the certainty that God's advocacy cannot be thwarted. Let your spirit rejoice in the assurance that the battles you cannot win on your own are being fought by the one who is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-present. Today is the day when you will witness divine intervention, when justice will manifest, when vindication will be experienced. The psalmist continues, guiding you into a posture of faith and expectancy, reminding you that the Lord is not distant, that He is present, and that His action is deliberate, precise, and purposeful. In these moments, declare with confidence, the Lord fights for me, God defends me, the Almighty protects me. Feel the liberation from fear, the release from anxiety, the lifting of the burden that comes from trying to fight battles alone. Step into the reality that you are enveloped in divine protection, that your adversaries are disarmed, that the forces arrayed against you are rendered powerless, and that the justice of God prevails in every sphere of your life. Hold on to this vision. Let it be a banner over your day. Let it be a shield around your thoughts, your words, your actions. Let it guide you, sustain you, and encourage you. Encourage. Your defense is not temporary. Your protection is not partial. Your advocacy is not conditional. You are fully, completely, and eternally secured in the hand of the Almighty. The Lord is your champion, your defender, your advocate. In this sacred partnership with heaven, move forward with faith, knowing that every attack will be met, every accusation will be nullified, and every enemy will ultimately be silenced by the authority of God. Let this awareness transform your perspective. Let it shape your experience. Let it imbue every moment with confidence, every decision with clarity, every step with courage. For the one who fights for you is the one who holds all power. The one who defends you is the one who sees all things. The one who advocates for you is the one who judges with perfect righteousness. Rest in this truth. Walk in this reality. Speak in this authority. Live in this power. Every enemy will falter. Every adversary will fall. Every oppressor will stumble. Every force aligned against you will be overcome. The Lord has arisen. The Almighty contends, and you are covered. Your protection is active. Your defense is operative. Your advocacy is unceasing. The power of heaven is at work on your behalf. You are secure, you are defended, you are victorious. You are free to move with the assurance of divine favor, the confidence of supernatural intervention, and the certainty of eternal justice. This is the reality of Psalm 35, the manifestation of God's protection, the fulfillment of divine advocacy, and the demonstration of heavenly defense. As the day continues, take a moment to anchor yourself in the truth that the Lord is actively contending on your behalf. Every breath you draw, every step you take, is under the canopy of His protection. The moment you wake to reality and recognize the presence of the Almighty, your battles shift from human effort to heavenly engagement. Consider the weight of that revelation. The adversaries who rise against you may plan, plot, and scheme, yet they are powerless against the God who orchestrates the universe and governs every law of heaven. In this moment, envision the Lord standing as your champion, lifting every accusation, every slanderous remark, every misjudgment, and placing it upon His shoulders, where it is weighed, judged, and rendered null. Feel the transformation as your spirit releases the tension of trying to defend yourself, of attempting to explain, argue, or justify. The moment you surrender these burdens, the Almighty's intervention becomes immediate, precise, and effective. This is the heart of Psalm 35. When King David pleaded for the Lord to contend with those who contended with him, he demonstrated a posture of absolute trust, a recognition that human strength is limited, but divine strength is infinite. Let this truth embed itself deeply into your consciousness. Your adversaries may speak against you, yet they do so into the void of divine judgment. Their words, though sharp and relentless, have no lasting power against the God who defends you. Every whisper of malice, every attempt to discredit, every attack against your reputation will fall short when you walk in the awareness of heavenly advocacy. Take a deep breath and imagine the Lord stepping onto the battlefield of your life. Picture Him raising His shield, wielding His mighty sword, calling forth angels and celestial warriors to march at your side. With each heartbeat, feel the presence of divine authority enforcing your defense. Each movement of your spirit aligns with the movements of God's intervention, ensuring that the attacks aimed at you are disarmed before they reach their mark. As you dwell in this understanding, recognize the spiritual architecture of protection that surrounds you. The invisible armies of heaven, often imperceptible to human eyes, are fully present. Their swords are sharp, their shields impenetrable, their resolve unshakable. The power that governs the cosmos is now invested in your defense, turning every opposition, every false word, every act of injustice into a vehicle through which God's justice is revealed. Reflect for a moment on the incredible reality that your adversaries, though numerous or formidable, are no match for the Lord. Their strategies, intricate though they may seem, are transparent before the eyes of the Almighty. Their schemes, calculated and deliberate, are anticipated and countered by a power that transcends time, space, and understanding. Every snare set to entangle you will become entanglement for the one who laid it. Every pit dug to trap you will become the pit in which the enemy is ensnared. Every plan designed to harm you will backfire. Every accusation meant to tarnish your name will return to those who sent it. And every lie will be exposed by the truth of God. Envision this vividly. You are standing in the midst of a storm, with winds of opposition and rains of falsehood pelting against you, yet you are surrounded by a divine barrier, a fortress of celestial light that no human power or demonic influence can penetrate. Feel the tranquility that comes with this knowledge. Let it wash over your soul and steady your heart. Understand that even in moments when the battle seems closest, when the enemy appears to have the upper hand, the unseen hand of God is actively reshaping every situation in your favor. As you continue to breathe and meditate on this, embrace the practical application of Psalm 35 in your daily life. Every time someone speaks against you, every moment you encounter false accusations or malicious intentions, you have the ability to immediately invoke God's defense. Whisper in your spirit, "Lord, contend for me, fight for me, vindicate me." By doing so, you activate the divine machinery that operates beyond human sight. You transform what could be a moment of fear into a moment of faith. You convert potential defeat into assured victory. This is not theoretical. This is practical. This is spiritual law in action. Your trust, your declaration, your surrender are the keys that unlock the active participation of heaven in your life. In every challenge you face, remind yourself that the Almighty is your advocate. He sees the true motives of every individual. He discerns every hidden agenda. He understands every subtle scheme. Nothing escapes his notice. Every injustice you experience is known. Every plan designed against you is visible. Every attack launched is acknowledged. And every false accusation is under divine scrutiny. In this awareness, the fear of man diminishes. The anxiety of circumstance fades. The weight of the world is lifted from your shoulders because the Lord is holding it. Now let us deepen this reflection. Imagine every person who opposes you, every individual who has conspired to harm or misrepresent you. Place them in the hands of God, not in your hands. Do not seek revenge. Do not harbor bitterness. Do not cultivate hatred. Instead, release them into the authority of the Almighty. Allow God's justice to operate independently of human emotion or human influence. In doing so, you protect your heart from being consumed by negativity. You safeguard your spirit from being ensnared by resentment. You affirm that the power of God is greater than the schemes of men. At this point, recognize that your voice has power when aligned with God's purposes. Your declaration of faith, your utterance of trust, your proclamation of God as your defender, these words carry authority. They are spiritual instruments that resonate in the heavens and activate divine intervention on earth. Speak them often, speak them boldly, speak them with conviction. The Lord fights for me, God defends me, the Almighty protects me. Repeat these words throughout your day. Let them be the rhythm of your spirit, the cadence of your faith, the soundtrack of your soul. When the enemy attempts to intimidate, whisper these words. When falsehood surrounds you, declare these words. When opposition rises, proclaim these words. Each time you invite God's intervention in the precise moment it is needed, and His protection becomes operative exactly when you require it most. Now, expand your awareness to the scope of spiritual warfare beyond personal conflicts. Understand that the Lord's defense operates on multiple levels simultaneously. Every false accusation you face, every misleading word, every covert attack is part of a larger spiritual context. Yet God's intervention is not limited by numbers, location, or circumstance. He can protect you, your family, your livelihood, and your destiny at once. He can guard your reputation, defend your character, and secure your purpose. Let your imagination picture the vastness of heaven's armies arrayed in coordination, working in harmony to defend you. Angels dispatched to every potential threat, strategies implemented to preempt every harmful action, every arrow of adversity intercepted before it reaches you, every pitfall transformed into a platform for divine blessing. You are enveloped in supernatural advocacy that is active, responsive, and relentless. As you absorb this imagery, bring to mind those you love and who are vulnerable. Extend this prayer to them. Invoke God's protection over their lives as you would for your own. Whisper for them the words of faith. The Lord fights for them. God defends them. The Almighty protects them. By doing so, you become a channel for divine intervention in the lives of others. You participate in the expansion of heaven's defense beyond your immediate self. Now focus on your inner state. Feel the confidence, the boldness, the serenity that emerges from trusting in the Almighty. Every heartbeat is a drumbeat of assurance. Every breath is a testimony of faith. Every thought aligned with God's truth fortifies your soul. There is no room for fear, no space for anxiety, no capacity for doubt when you dwell in this reality. The Lord is your shield. The Lord is your advocate. The Lord is your defender. You are never alone, never abandoned, never defenseless. As your day unfolds, continue to visualize and proclaim this reality. See yourself moving through interactions and challenges with the certainty that the Almighty is your protector. Let this awareness transform how you respond to confrontation, opposition, and adversity. Move with grace, speak with clarity, and act with courage. The presence of God shifts the dynamics of every situation. Consider the spiritual implications of maintaining this awareness. When you trust in divine defense, when you rely on heavenly advocacy, you not only experience protection, you also influence the atmosphere around you. The light of God's presence dispels darkness, the authority of His name silences falsehood, and the power of His righteousness establishes fairness. Your faith is a beacon, your declaration a shield, your trust a sword. And this spiritual posture has tangible effects. As you interact with the world, the enemy's schemes are neutralized, the untruths are revealed, and justice manifests. Witness the transformative power of these declarations. The one who has been maligned receives clarity. The one who has been falsely accused finds vindication. The one who has been opposed experiences breakthrough. The psalmist's prayer, once words on a page, becomes reality in your life. You are not a passive observer. You are an active participant in the unfolding of God's justice. The moment you align your heart with His, the battle shifts, the victory is assured, and the adversary is disarmed. The protection extends beyond physical boundaries. It guards your mind, your emotions, your spirit, your relationships, and your calling. It ensures that the purposes for which God created you are not hindered, delayed, or derailed. The Almighty's defense is comprehensive, continuous, and uncompromising. Hold this truth close. Your every move is covered, your every word is protected, your every intention is guarded. You are enveloped in a field of divine advocacy that cannot be penetrated by human schemes or demonic influence. As you meditate on this, remember to intercede for others, to be an instrument of God's protection in the lives of those around you. When you declare, "The Lord fights for me," also whisper, "The Lord fights for them," and extend the power of your faith outward. The communal impact of this practice amplifies the presence of God's protection across families, communities, nations, and the global body of believers. You become a living testimony of supernatural defense. You become a beacon of heavenly advocacy. You become an instrument through which God's power is displayed. The Lord is faithful. The Lord is just. The Lord is our defender. When we call upon Him, He moves on our behalf. Every injustice is countered. Every accusation is silenced. Every opposition is disarmed. Every adversary is brought into alignment with His truth. And as you dwell in this reality, your heart becomes steady, your mind becomes clear, your spirit becomes confident, and your soul experiences deep and abiding peace. You walk not in fear, but in faith. You operate not in anxiety, but in assurance. You speak not in hesitation, but in declaration. You live not in uncertainty, but in victory. Every enemy, every adversary, every false witness is met with the power of God. Every trap, every snare, every scheme is neutralized by the authority of Christ. The spiritual reality of Psalm 35 becomes tangible in your life, not because of your own effort, but because of the omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent God who fights for you. And so, as you continue through the day, remember this: breathe in the presence of God. Speak His words over your circumstances, declare His defense over your life, and walk in the authority and confidence that comes from knowing your battles are not yours to win alone. Heaven is engaged. Angels are stationed. Angels. Divine intervention is active. Every plan of the enemy is being dismantled. Every accusation is being exposed. Every opposition is being overcome. You are victorious. You are defended. You are protected. And you are fully embraced by the might of God. As the morning unfolds and your spirit absorbs the profound truth of God's intervention, remember that His defense is not limited to physical circumstances. It extends into the spiritual, emotional, relational, and professional dimensions of your life. Every thought that seeks to discourage you, every plan aimed at undermining your purpose, every subtle attempt to misalign your destiny is visible to Him. He sees what human eyes cannot, perceives what mortal minds cannot, and knows what our finite understanding cannot fathom. Take a deep breath and picture the Almighty's hand moving invisibly through the currents of your life, rearranging events, intercepting attacks, and ensuring that His will prevails over every scheme of the enemy. In this understanding, the stress of human confrontation dissipates. The weight of worry evaporates. The pressure of trying to control outcomes is lifted. You exist in a space of divine intervention, where every challenge, every conflict, every misrepresentation is handled by the commander of the universe. Consider for a moment the profound assurance that brings. Your life, your reputation, your relationships, and your destiny are all under the care of the Almighty. Every day, He is fighting battles on your behalf, even before you realize a challenge has arisen. This is the reality of living with God as your advocate, your defender, your champion. The psalmist declared, "Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me." And in doing so, established a principle that transcends time. God engages directly in the lives of his people who trust him. This is not passive protection. It is not passive observation. It is active participation in your life struggles, active intervention in every scheme, active dismantling of every plan designed against you. When you internalize this, your perspective shifts. You no longer see yourself as vulnerable or isolated. You are no longer anxious about those who oppose you or despairing about situations that seem impossible. You see the unseen. You hear the divine counsel. You recognize the spiritual forces working in your favor, and your soul rests in the assurance of victory. Now imagine every adversary, every accuser, every false witness as they attempt to undermine your peace, your work, your relationships. Visualize the moment the Almighty intervenes, as their plans falter, as their schemes unravel, as their accusations dissolve into emptiness. The same power that calmed the seas, that toppled the strongholds of kingdoms, that brought justice for the oppressed, now acts in your life. Their words, though sharp and cunning, are neutralized. Their actions, though aggressive and relentless, are foiled. Their intent, though malicious, is rendered powerless. You are protected, you are defended, you are vindicated. Hold this scene in your mind's eye and let it reinforce your faith. Every time doubt rises, every time fear surfaces, recall this vision. Recall that you are surrounded by celestial warriors who are fully equipped, fully prepared, and fully committed to your protection. This divine reality transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary encounters with God's defense. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to witness his power. Every conversation becomes a chance to experience his protection. Every challenge is an avenue for his intervention to be displayed. As you dwell in this truth, recognize the authority of your own declaration. When you speak with faith and confidence, when you declare, "The Lord fights for me," you are activating the spiritual principles that allow heaven to move. Your words are not mere expressions, they are spiritual instruments, keys that unlock divine intervention, triggers that release supernatural protection. Reaffirm this daily. Whisper it in your spirit. Speak it aloud in moments of uncertainty. Let it resonate in every aspect of your life. Your declaration aligns your heart with God's will and opens the door for his defense to manifest in tangible ways. Now reflect on the impact of releasing your enemies into God's hands. As you lift them to him, you relinquish bitterness, anger, and resentment. You release the desire to retaliate or justify yourself. In doing so, you free your own spirit from the chains of negativity. Your heart becomes light, your mind becomes clear, and your soul becomes aligned with the righteousness and justice of heaven. Observe the effect this has on your relationships. When you pray for those who oppose you, when you bless those who curse you, when you intercede for those who attack you, you transform conflict into peace. The power of God's advocacy shifts dynamics in ways that human effort cannot replicate. Even those who have wronged you are affected. Hearts are softened, intentions are exposed, and truth is made manifest. You become a vessel of God's intervention, and the battlefield of your life becomes a theater for his glory. Take another deep breath and feel the weight of this reality. Your protection is active, ongoing, and unshakable. Every moment, the Lord's defense surrounds you, even in circumstances you cannot see or understand. Every day, divine advocacy accompanies you, guarding your reputation, protecting your character, and ensuring the fulfillment of your destiny. Consider the spiritual disciplines that enhance this reality. Prayer, praise, thanksgiving, and declaration of faith are not merely spiritual exercises. They are active participation in God's defense. Each utterance, each moment of worship, each expression of gratitude strengthens the spiritual shield around you. When you cultivate these practices, you align yourself with God's purposes and reinforce the protective presence that accompanies your life. In moments of trial, call upon these truths. In times of misunderstanding, remind yourself that the Almighty is your advocate. When you face opposition, recognize that you are defended by a power greater than any adversary. Let this assurance permeate your entire being. Extend this awareness to every area of your life, your family, your workplace, your friendships, your community, and your personal goals. Understand that divine protection is not selective or limited. It operates in every sphere where God's children walk in faith. By maintaining this perspective, you experience a profound sense of peace. Anxiety diminishes, fear subsides, and clarity emerges. You walk through life with confidence, knowing that your battles are not yours to fight alone. The Almighty fights for you. The Father contends on your behalf. The Son intercedes for you. The Holy Spirit activates supernatural advocacy around you. Envision the orchestration of these divine forces in action. Angels arrayed around your path, forming a protective barrier. Celestial warriors neutralizing every scheme aimed at your life. Spiritual authority dismantling the strategies of the enemy. Divine wisdom exposing falsehoods and ensuring that truth prevails. Your presence becomes sacred space, your environment charged with supernatural security, your actions accompanied by heavenly support. Reflect on the practical implications of this reality. Every decision you make, every step you take, every word you speak can be infused with divine authority and protection. Your confidence does not arise from human ability, but from an unwavering recognition that God is your defender. Your peace does not depend on circumstances, but on the certainty that heaven is actively working on your behalf. Your progress is not hindered by opposition, because the Lord's intervention clears every obstacle. Continue to declare these truths over your life. Speak them with clarity, conviction, and confidence. Let your heart resonate with the knowledge that you are defended, protected, and vindicated. Your life becomes a living testimony to the power of God's advocacy. As you internalize these truths, consider the broader application. Your faith becomes a beacon for others. The way you respond to conflict, the posture of your heart, the words you speak under pressure, all become instruments through which God demonstrates His justice, His protection, and His power. Others observe and are encouraged, uplifted, and strengthened. You become a source of inspiration, a conduit of divine intervention, a vessel of supernatural advocacy. The principles of Psalm 35 become a daily reality, not just a historical account, not just a spiritual concept, but an active, dynamic force in your life. Your declaration of faith activates divine mechanisms that work continuously, invisibly, yet powerfully, to ensure that your life, your purpose, and your destiny remain aligned with God's plan. In this awareness, every moment becomes a sacred opportunity. Every encounter becomes a chance to witness God's protection. Every interaction becomes a platform for demonstrating supernatural advocacy. You operate not merely as a human participant, but as a co-laborer with the Almighty, walking in the assurance that His intervention is immediate, His power unlimited, and His commitment unchanging. Remember, the Lord does not delay or falter. His timing is perfect. His methods are precise. His justice is infallible. Your trust in Him ensures that His defense is manifest exactly when needed. You are never abandoned, never overlooked, never forsaken. The adversary's attacks, no matter how cunning, cannot withstand the presence of the Almighty in your life. Every accusation is countered, every scheme foiled, every plan overturned, every false witness silenced. The spiritual law governing these principles ensures that the righteous are protected, the faithful are vindicated, and God's glory is revealed through every victory. Hold this in your heart as you navigate each moment of your day. Speak the declarations of faith continuously. The Lord fights for me. God defends me. God, the Almighty, protects me. Let these words echo in your mind, resound in your spirit, and shape your actions. This continuous practice solidifies your position in divine advocacy and ensures that supernatural protection remains active throughout your daily life. Embrace the profound peace that accompanies this awareness. Feel the strength that emerges from trusting in God's defense. Walk boldly, speak confidently, and live courageously, knowing that heaven is engaged on your behalf. No weapon formed against you will prosper. No attack will succeed. No scheme will prevail. The Lord is your defender. The Almighty is your advocate. Heaven contends for you. Angels surround you. Divine protection envelops you. Your battles are not fought alone, and your victories are assured. As you internalize these truths, reflect on the spiritual discipline of maintaining awareness and active engagement with God's defense. Each time you recognize an attack, each time you perceive opposition, immediately invoke His name. Whisper, Lord, defend me. God, protect me. Father, vindicate me. This conscious act maintains the flow of divine intervention, ensuring that your protection remains constant, responsive, and unassailable. Carry this perspective into every conversation, every meeting, every interaction. Allow your speech to reflect the confidence of divine protection. Allow your decisions to align with the certainty of supernatural advocacy. Allow your posture, demeanor, and heart to demonstrate the unwavering truth that God fights for you. guards you, and vindicates you in every circumstance. Visualize this continually. Every time opposition arises, God's hand moves. Every time falsehood appears, truth prevails. Every time an accusation is spoken, vindication occurs. Every time an enemy plots, defeat comes. Your life, reputation, purpose, and calling are secure because the Almighty is your defender. Step into this reality, breathe it deeply, declare it boldly, and walk in the assurance that your battles are not yours to win alone. The Lord is fighting for you now, at this very moment. The Almighty is contending on your behalf. Heaven is actively engaged in ensuring your victory. You are covered, protected, and defended. You are vindicated, cleared, and absolved. This is your reality. This is your truth. This is your life in Christ, and nothing, no power, no adversary, no scheme can overturn this divine protection. As the light of God's presence continues to envelop your soul, recognize that the battle is not only external, but also internal. The adversary often targets our hearts, minds, and spirits with fear, doubt, and anxiety, seeking to undermine our confidence in God's protection. Yet, when we anchor ourselves in the unwavering truth that the Almighty is our defender, every internal struggle is met with divine intervention. Each whisper of fear dissolves under the authority of His word. Every shadow of doubt fades in the brilliance of His promises. Your mind, once restless, now rests in the assurance that God fights for you, that He advocates on your behalf, and that His defense is impenetrable and unwavering. This understanding transforms your daily walk. When you approach challenges, you do so with courage and clarity. When you face opposition, you do so with confidence and composure. When you encounter deception, manipulation, or misrepresentation, you do so with peace and certainty, knowing that every injustice will be addressed by the righteous hand of the Almighty. Imagine for a moment the invisible army surrounding you, the heavenly hosts arrayed in defense of your life, your family, your purpose, your calling. Angels strategically positioned to intercept every attack, divine messengers activating supernatural shields, spiritual forces dismantling plans designed to harm, and the Spirit of God orchestrating every moment to ensure your victory. Feel the security that comes with this truth. Feel the tranquility that emerges as you understand that you are not alone. You are never left defenseless, never unguarded, never unprotected. The Lord Himself contends for you, fights for you, and ensures that your life unfolds according to His perfect will. As you dwell in this reality, reflect on the practical application of living in continuous awareness of divine advocacy. Every conversation, every encounter, every decision becomes an opportunity to acknowledge God's presence and power. Speak His truth aloud. The Lord fights for me. God defends me. The Almighty protects me. Repeat these declarations consistently, letting them permeate your actions, your words, and your demeanor. This is not mere repetition. This is active engagement in supernatural protection. Each spoken word, each declared truth strengthens the spiritual shield around you and activates heavenly intervention. Internalize this principle. Protection is maintained not by avoidance of conflict, but by active reliance on God's power. Every situation, whether visible or hidden, becomes a platform for experiencing His defense. Opposition becomes a stage for His victory to manifest. Conflict becomes a channel for His righteousness to be displayed. The more you walk in awareness of His protection, the more you become attuned to the movement of the Spirit, recognizing opportunities for divine advocacy to manifest in your circumstances. Consider the transformative impact this has on your relationships. When you allow God to defend and vindicate, you respond to others with grace and wisdom rather than anger and retaliation. You maintain peace while navigating conflict. You exercise patience while facing injustice. You speak truth while under attack. Your example becomes a testimony of divine intervention, inspiring those around you to trust in God's defense and to adopt a posture of faith in their own struggles. Extend this understanding to every area of life, your career, your family, your community, and your personal aspirations. Recognize that divine protection is comprehensive. No sphere of your life is beyond the reach of God's advocacy. No relationship is outside the bounds of His care. No plan, dream, or calling is immune to His defense. As you internalize this, you walk with confidence, speak with authority, and live with assurance, knowing that every aspect of your life is guarded and guided by the Almighty. Now focus on the spiritual principle of declaring truth in real time. Every time you encounter adversity, pause and speak aloud. Lord, defend me. God, protect me. Father, vindicate me. Each declaration shifts the responsibility from your limited strength to God's unlimited power. Each affirmation invites supernatural intervention. Each proclamation activates the forces of heaven to act on your behalf. Through this practice, you cultivate a rhythm of spiritual responsiveness, ensuring that divine advocacy is continuously applied in your life. Reflect on the balance between intercession for yourself and intercession for others. When you pray for those who oppose or challenge you, you release resentment, bitterness, and the desire for retaliation. You transform potential conflict into an opportunity for grace, fostering a heart that mirrors Christ's love and wisdom. You become a conduit of peace, a vessel of divine protection, a channel through which God demonstrates his righteousness. Extend these prayers to your family, friends, colleagues, and community. Allow the principles of Psalm 35 to guide your petitions, trusting that God's defense extends beyond your immediate circumstances to include those connected to you. As you do this, notice the inner peace that arises. Anxiety diminishes, fear dissolves, doubt fades, your spirit aligns with God's will, and your heart rests in the certainty of his intervention. Remember, the enemy's strategies are limited by the power of God. No attack can penetrate the divine shield surrounding you. No accusation can withstand the scrutiny of his truth. No plan can succeed against the might of heaven. The Spirit of God orchestrates every movement to ensure your vindication, clearing, and protection. Consider the temporal and eternal dimensions of divine advocacy. Today, God fights for you in immediate circumstances. He defends your reputation, protects your relationships, and guides your steps. Eternally, he ensures that every righteous act, every faithful decision, every surrendered struggle contributes to your everlasting reward. The battles you face now are not only for the present moment, but are shaping your eternal testimony. Each prayer, each declaration, each moment of faith strengthens your position both in this life and in eternity. Internalize the connection between divine defense and personal responsibility. While God is your defender, your engagement in prayer, worship, thanksgiving, and declaration of faith is crucial. Your active participation aligns you with the flow of his protection. It opens doors for heavenly intervention and positions you to receive the full measure of his advocacy. Reflect on the peace that comes from releasing all desire for personal vindication. Allow God's justice to work. Trust his timing. Celebrate his intervention. As you practice this daily, every attack, every scheme, every adversary becomes an opportunity for him to display his power, mercy, and righteousness. Visualize your life as a living testimony of God's defense. Every day you move, every word you speak, every action you take is under the watchful care of the Almighty. Challenges are transformed into triumphs. Opposition becomes a platform for his glory. Falsehoods are exposed. Justice is established. Peace is maintained. Faith is strengthened. You walk in a continual rhythm of divine advocacy, where heaven is actively engaged in your life, ensuring your protection, your vindication, and your victory. Consider the relational impact of this reality. As you experience God's defense, your interactions with others become marked by grace, humility, and wisdom. You are able to forgive quickly, respond with clarity, and maintain integrity under pressure. Your character is preserved, your reputation safeguarded, and your influence magnified. Others observe the supernatural peace in your life and are inspired to trust in God's power. Extend this awareness to your daily routines. Approach work, school, and personal projects with the confidence that God is guarding your efforts. Every conversation is protected. Every decision is guided. Every plan is shielded. You operate under divine supervision, and your endeavors succeed according to his will. Now internalize the principle of immediate declaration. Each time a negative word, thought, or situation arises, respond instantly. Lord, defend me. God, protect me. Father, vindicate me. This ensures that heaven's advocacy is invoked in real time. Your battles are met with supernatural force the moment they appear. Your defenses are strengthened. The instant opposition arises. Your victory is secured before the challenge fully manifests. As you cultivate this awareness, your faith becomes active and responsive. You are no longer passive in the face of adversity. You are engaged in a partnership with God's power, experiencing his intervention at every turn. Reflect on the broader spiritual impact. Your testimony, your life, and your faith become instruments through which God demonstrates his glory. Others see his protection in your life, his advocacy through your words, and his vindication in your outcomes. Your presence becomes a living example of divine defense, inspiring hope, faith, and confidence in those around you. Embrace the daily practice of consecration to God's defense. Begin each day by acknowledging His protection, declare His advocacy, praise His righteousness, thank Him for His intervention. Let these practices become habitual, ensuring that your life operates under continuous divine supervision. Internalize the certainty of God's action. No enemy, no adversary, no false witness can ultimately succeed against the faithful child of God. Every weapon formed against you is rendered powerless. Every plot designed to harm you is thwarted. Every accusation is nullified. Every opposition is dismantled. You walk in victory, assured of divine intervention at every level. Consider the eternal assurance this provides. Today's battles are also shaping your legacy, strengthening your testimony, and fortifying your position in eternity. Your faith, practiced consistently, results in both immediate protection and everlasting reward. The same God who contends for you now will continue to advocate for you beyond this life, ensuring that your labor in faith is never in vain. As you conclude this meditation, internalize the profound truth that your life is protected, your path is guarded, and your victories are assured. God's defense is active, His advocacy is continuous, and His protection is unwavering. You are a child of the Most High, a recipient of His righteousness, and a beneficiary of His supernatural intervention. Every day is an opportunity to experience His defense, every moment a chance to invoke His advocacy, and every circumstance a platform to witness His victory. Go forth in confidence. Walk in the assurance of divine protection. Speak with the authority of faith. Live in the reality of supernatural advocacy. Declare continually, "The Lord fights for me. God defends me. The Almighty protects me." Let these words resonate in your spirit, guide your actions, and shape your reality. As you close this time of prayer, carry with you the peace, power, and presence of God. Walk boldly, live confidently, and act decisively, knowing that the Lord is your defender, your advocate, and your champion. Share this message with others so that they too may experience divine protection, heavenly advocacy, and supernatural defense. Encourage, uplift, and inspire those around you to trust in God's intervention. Together, as a community of believers, we declare the supremacy of the Almighty, the victory of the faithful, and the certainty of divine protection. Like, share, subscribe, and comment to join our growing family of faith and to help spread the message of God's unwavering defense to the world.